Alright, so I have a little bit of time today. I'm going to make a prop to sit in the dash of my Jurassic Park car. Prop in question is going to be an egg sitting in a bed of leaves and branches and stuff like that. This bowl is going to be painted gray. This egg is actually an egg cooker. It's supposed to go in a microwave with an egg inside of it. So I painted it white, and there are still creases showing through from where everything screws together because it's plastic. So I spray painted it, rolled it in dirt, spray painted it, rolled it in dirt, spray painted it, rolled it in dirt. You get the gist of it. And then we'll do one layer of clear coat over it to seal everything in properly. So that's the egg. It's going to sit in here. Now it is going to be covered over on the bottom because the bottom's flat. So I'm going to get a bunch of fake plants and stuff to put into here, but we're going to paint this gray first. Put my first layer of gray on. What I'm doing now is I'm tossing some sand and dirt onto the paint. And then same with the egg. Put some sand and dirt on the halfway wet paint. I'm going to put another layer of gray on top of that. Adds a little bit of texture to the bowl. So here's some of that texturing I was talking about. The sand mixed with the paint creates a nice texture. It's what I did with the egg as well. Creates a nice little texture to the bowl to where it's not just a plain gray bowl. I'm also adding a tiny bit of this in certain layers, and it's pretty much just a silver glitter spray paint, but adding in the certain layers here because this is going to be sitting on my dash, and over time it's going to get scratched and dented. I already know that. So I want it to be when it scratches through. Sometimes you'll see little flakes of silver and stuff like that. I'm going to do 2 or 3 more coats of this, let it dry, and then start working on the egg. So the top of our bowl is dry. The bottom half around here is not fully dry yet. It's still a little bit wet just because it hasn't been in the sunshine. So I'll set this on a paper plate so that way I'm not going to be touching the sides at all any more than I need to. All of our work's going to be right in here. So let's begin. We're going to get a couple of sticks to break and put into the bottom here to level out this egg. So like I showed you guys before, this egg is flat on the bottom because it's supposed to be an egg cooker actually. So what it's going to do is I'm going to have it sitting on an angle like so, and this whole bottom half here will be covered, of course. So in order to achieve that effect, I'm putting some sticks like so right in here. Trying to just level it out the best I can. Like so. So I actually repositioned the sticks a little bit better. I create a V so the egg will sit right there in the V like so. And we'll add our plants to go around the base like so. So our first plant we add in is going to be this nice little fern, which I'm thinking of just putting such like this. I'm probably going to trim it down a little bit. So I'm going to take my hot glue, put a generous helping on the base of this fern here, and I'm actually going to stick it to this log here. This will help cover up the base of the egg a bit so you can't see that flat part. Then I'm going to add more plants around here where you can't see the base of the fern, vice versa. To cover up the base of the fern, I'm going to be putting some more smaller leaves down in this area here. Hot glue on those. Everything's getting hot glued down because it'll be on my dash. And there's going to be wind blowing on it and everything like that. I wouldn't want any of these plants and leaves beginning to blow away in the wind of my car. We also have some spare little fern leaves that came off of this fern we can add in different parts too. So if we want, we can add one in right here coming off the base. Everything that's being added on, if I can see that there is a end piece that you can physically see coming out, is going to be covered over with another plant until it's all pretty much seamless. One thing you should also do when you're doing this, if you don't know how you're going to lay out your plants yet, just kind of test fit them. So like these 2 leaves here I just test fitted, and those look pretty nice right there in that corner. I might add another little log coming across here, to add it to where it looks more natural. Now I know a lot of people are probably going to comment on this that see it and say, oh, that looks like garbage, it looks like crap, yada yada yada. This is an amateur build. I've never built anything like this. I enjoy building little props and stuff, so I figured I'd do my best to learn while I can, and I'm documenting on video while I learn too. I want to stick this little piece of vine right in here, I believe, so it comes right up above the egg and cradles it. And the best part about this is too, if you're having fun doing it and you enjoy doing this kind of stuff, just do it. Shouldn't really care about what other people say or anything, of course, because in the end of the day, no one's opinion on this kind of stuff matters but your own. That's the best way to think about it. And you learn as you go a lot of times too. So like with this egg right here, this little project I'm working on right now that you're watching me work on. Personally, I've never in my life done anything like this. The last Jurassic Park thing I made was with stencils and an old blue barrel. And that barrel is actually still at my neighbor's house, and it went in the back of my Jurassic Park pickup truck I had. So the best way to learn is to watch videos and see things. I got this idea from I believe is a lady on a Jurassic Park Vehicles Facebook page that I'm on. People on there are very, very nice, and they're always very helpful. One thing with hot glue as well, take your strings off. If you have these strings, they are pretty reflective. Unless you're wanting to try and make them look like spider webs or something like that, it's always best to try and take them off while you can. It's looking a little bit better now. It's looking more natural in a way. I have more I'm going to add to it over time too. And like I said, one of my main goals right this second with this build here, my main goal is to keep the base of this egg from being seen. Now it is about 98 degrees right now in October here in Florida, and so I'm going through hot glue very quickly because it's still melting out while I'm trying to build this. But I'm doing what I can. I'm going to add some more layerings of leaves and put something across here as well to where you can't see the base of this egg, because the base of this egg, as you can see, is flat. I don't want to be able to see the base of that egg at all. So this is what it looks like all around. Pretty happy because you cannot see the base of the egg no matter what. And then I'm going to have a piece of Velcro or that blue tack on the bottom of this to stick it to the dash. I'll probably take it off when I'm driving and have it in my dash whenever I'm parked. Let's go test it. The whole basis of this was to have something sitting in the dash of the car, because a lot of times I park at stores and stuff. I have people walking around the car and taking pictures and looking at it and stuff. So here's something in the dash. Doesn't have to be perfect because you're not going to see everything, but looks pretty good in the dash of the car.